Hey everybody, it's Vern again here, and what I wanted to talk to you guys about today was the issue of slavery. The left in this country is always constantly trying to bring up the fact that there was slavery in America and that it was the absolute worst slavery, worst thing that ever occurred ever in history, and it was in America, so therefore this country can never be forgiven for that. Well, I want to break that down. Basically, all of that is just completely false. Firstly, slavery ended in America. Most notably, it was fought against by white conservative Christians and Republicans, and the Republican Party was founded based on the whole concept of getting rid of slavery in America. So let's get that straight. It was predominantly white people who fought to end slavery with the help of some freed blacks, but it was mostly white folks, and it was white people in our government that pushed to sign the bill, the legislation ending slavery and adding the amendment to the Constitution, the 13th Amendment. And that happened, I believe it was December 6th, 1864, which means slavery has been over, or 1865, slavery has been over in this country for about 154 years. So we don't have slavery, and I don't see why they got to keep bringing it up. And the country did suffer for it. We had a civil war. Lots of people died on both sides. I remember when I went to visit my ex-girlfriend a while back, we went to DC, we went to the Lincoln Memorial, and I actually read his second inaugural address, which is etched in stone on the wall next to him. And in it, he said that when people asked him, hey, when is the war going to end? And Lincoln said, the war is not going to end until God ends it, until every drop of blood that has been spilled on the backs of slaves has been repaid by the blood on the battlefield. And that's how Lincoln felt about it. And so the country did pay with a lot of blood, a lot of pain, and a lot of suffering. And then finally slavery ended in this country. And then when you have the question of reparations, well, I've never been a slave. And so therefore it's an insult to me for someone to come up to me and say, Bernard, we're going to give you money for something that didn't happen to you, that you didn't earn or deserve. Now, if there was a way that you could bring back my ancestors from their graves and they'd be alive among us and say, well, here, you could take care of these people because they were slaves, that'd be one thing. But I don't need that help, okay? And so the left is constantly always trying to appeal to hate, racism, and division in this country, bringing up something that the country has clearly paid for. And the slavery in America wasn't the worst slavery in the world. I mean, you go back to the ancient world and see much more brutal slavery. You can look at the slavery that the Muslims conducted against Africans, and it was completely harsh and brutal. To get a primer on that, I would go back and listen to Stephen Meligno and go and watch his video series, The Truth About Slavery. He talks about what would they do to the boys when they would castrate them, and some of them wouldn't survive, you know, and so, and worse atrocities. So the slavery in America is not the only slavery that's ever been in existence, and it's not the worst slavery. But the bottom line is it ended in this country, and the blacks didn't free themselves. My people didn't free ourselves. We had people that helped us and freed us. So let's just dispense with this and move forward with the truth. The left is going to die in this country. That's the bottom line. And no matter what they talk about, slavery or whatever, it's not going to make it. Okay, so let's just put a perspective on it. It's been over for a century and a half. I'm free, you're free, we're Americans, I'm free, and you're free, okay? All right, okay, everybody, thanks a lot. We'll see you soon.